Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Koibu's Corner, brought to you by the light that still surrounds us. So today we're talking about side quests and when to use them, what they are, and how does it make sense. Side quests are the sorts of things that we fill the downtime with. Without side quests, it feels like the entire world revolves around the party and whatever the party is doing at that moment. If the party needs to go from town A to town B and they're like 100 miles apart, and you're just like, okay, you walk to town A or you walk to town B, it takes you 2 weeks and it's just going to cost you this much gold getting there. Boom. The party feels like the entire world revolves around them because last time they took that trip, they got involved in like this scuffle here or in that scuffle there and this thing over there. Like, normally they'll go from town to town and do interesting things, but all of a sudden they take this huge long trip across the area and nothing happens. The world doesn't revolve around the party. The world revolves around the world and the party's just going through it. So you want to use side quests to fill up that time. Anytime that you have the party taking a break from adventuring in game time is when you throw in side quests. If it's like a trip from town A to town B, throw in a couple of side quests along the way. If they have to like sit down and rest for a week, throw in like a little side quest, something that takes half an hour, takes an hour, takes 2 hours, whatever. Something that's not too big of a deal because they're resting and they're trying to avoid strenuous situations. So you avoid the strenuous situations, you give them a non-strenuous situation. Or maybe if they need to do a bunch of research. Let's say you've got a wizard who's like, oh, I'm going to just study these spell books for a month. And perhaps he's studying the spell books and then he comes across a passage written in Dwarvish. He's like, fuck, I don't speak Dwarvish. And he needs to go find a dwarf to translate it for him. And then he has to negotiate with the dwarf. And maybe that only takes half an hour to do that. But, maybe then in addition to this section in Dwarvish, it says this spell requires this strange component. Now the mage needs to go out and find that spell component. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it's really simple. Maybe they sell it at the local shop and you just have to go find it. Or maybe, more likely, more fun, it's a couple stores down or a couple of towns over and you have to go over to that town and find it. And something happens along the way and then you come back and finish reading your spells and whatnot. Or maybe, there's a cipher and the key to the cipher is in a library somewhere. You need to go over to that place and get the key from that library, blah, 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 blah. Side quests fill up the downtime. They give the world feeling and depth by saying, well, you're an adventurer. Shit is happening to you every day of your life. If it happens to you every day of your life, you might as well have cool shit happening to you even when you're trying to avoid crazy stuff. Even when you're trying to avoid all the shenanigans, shit's still going to happen. And if you really want to avoid it, you can be like, no, 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 no. Those goblins are attacking the town and I don't care. I'm just going to walk around the entire battle. I'm not listening. There's no goblins. And the party can completely abandon the town being attacked by goblins. That's legit. But the party should make that decision. So that's what side quests are all about. They're all about filling that downtime and making the world feel alive, making the party feel like the world doesn't revolve around them, because it doesn't. They're pawns in your great scheme. So that's it. And this is a shorter Koibu's Corner, but it's also an important one, and I hope this has brought you some answers. If you have any more questions about side quests, I would be happy to give them to you. Just remember these key bits. Side quests should take no more than a full session, maybe 2 full sessions if the party's doing something really adventurous, like traveling for a month. A single side quest should take no more than a full session. Maybe you have 3 full sessions of side quests while they're taking this big log journey, whatever. And that's it, and I will see you guys next week. Good luck, have fun, and good gaming.